I am really excited to share what we have been working on and what's coming next for Pointerpro. Welcome to our mid-year update webinar. I don't think I see any chats yet, but let me introduce myself. I am Tove. It's a Swedish name, you don't have to pronounce it. And I am the product manager here at Pointerpro. So let's jump right in. Yes, very good to see you as well, Robert. And also, I see some familiar names in the attendance. So feel free to drop your questions as we go. I will be keeping an eye on them, and we will have a proper Q&A at the end, so you know. All right, so let's get started. So, what we'll be covering today, you can see it here. We will take a quick look at what we shipped in Q2 and also the big stuff coming into Q3. And trust me, there are some really exciting updates coming. We will also take a little peek into our long-term vision, so Q4 and beyond, and then we will open up for your questions. And yes, Robert, we are recording, so you can also watch the recording after this webinar. So don't worry, you don't have to take notes. And my email is always open. You can always contact me at tove.staff@pointerpro.com, of course. All right. So before we dive into what we have built and what's coming, I want you to take a moment to zoom out. Maybe it's a good start for this webinar before we talk about the technical details. But I want to show you the bigger vision that guides everything we do at Pointerpro. And this graph basically sums it up. Most service businesses grow in a linear way. You add more people to serve more clients and your revenue grows, but your margins stay flat, maybe, because your costs keep rising too. And at Pointerpro, we are enabling a different path, a non-linear growth, which means that we're helping organizations grow revenue without having to scale their headcount at the same pace. And we make this possible by embedding automation and an intellectual property into your services. So think outcome-based engagement, knowledge as a service, and re-engineer processes. And these are the tools we've built for. So as we walk through the recent releases and the upcoming features today, I encourage you to keep this vision in mind, because in the end, it's all about helping you scale smarter and not just bigger. So for Q2, if you haven't logged into Pointerpro for a while, please do, because let me start with a little reminder what we have done so far in Q2. We launched some new questionnaire templates. So if you haven't checked those out, they are a great way to get started with new assessment or maybe even update your current ones. So just grab a template and customize it to fit your needs. And another template is the report ones. So we have also added new report templates, which I know a lot of you have been asking for, and these will give you a head start on creating professional looking reports. And one feature that's been really popular in Q2 is response upload. Basically, you can upload a template from your results dashboard, clean up your data, format it properly, and upload it back to your assessment. It's super handy if you have existing data you want to work with. Another thing we launched for our new customers, so if I have any oldies in this webinar, you might not have seen this yet, but we have rolled out a new personal onboarding portal, which means a much smoother experience for new users with step-by-step tutorials and shorter, more tailored onboarding videos to help you go live quicker and more confidently. But don't worry, we still have our dear onboarders with us, even though Anna, our onboarder, is on maternity leave, which means that I have actually stepped in to do more onboarding again, which I of course love. It's always nice to help our users more hands-on. But this is something we have built and we are very proud of. Right. So let's talk about what's coming. We have, well, this is where it gets really exciting. So Let's talk about some Q3 highlights and what's coming up in the new quarter. We have a better dashboard builder because we are going to make your dashboards way faster. And I mean, way faster. So right now, there might be some waiting time when your dashboards are loading. And we are completely, well, I am not, our dear dev team is, they are rebuilding the data system behind the scenes. So we're moving from my SQL to something called ClickHouse, but please don't worry about the technical details. What matters is that your results will show up instantly. So you will get real-time data updates as well. So as responses come in, you will see your dashboard update in real time. So you no longer have to refresh the page to see if new responses have arrived. Very exciting. And then another highlight is our first big native integration. So this one is huge. Up until now, if you wanted to connect Pointerpro to your CRM or email tools, you had to use Zapier or Make or some other middleware, but not anymore. So in a Q3, you will be able to connect Pointerpro directly to your tools. So when somebody completes a survey, it can automatically trigger actions in your CRM, send emails, or just send a Slack notification, because why not? And here's the best part. You don't need to leave our platform to set it up. So no more jumping between different apps to configure everything. It all happens here in Pointerpro. I see some exciting emojis, so I'm very happy about that. And we will, of course, keep you updated when this is live. But yes, very excited about this one. And here you also have a little sneak peek about what it will look like in your extra options. Yes, Jennifer, I have also been waiting for this, so very exciting. And then another highlight for Q3 is our data compliance. Yeah, because it's important to stay compliant with your data. So we're adding an auto delete for data retention. So you can set it up so that user responses automatically get deleted based on your retention settings. So this will happen at an organizational level. So yeah, I don't know if you know how it is now because you have to manually go into your results and you have to maybe set up your own timer to manually delete certain responses after a month or so. But with this feature, you can actually set if you want to delete them after 7 days, 30 days, 90 days. So whatever regulations you need to follow. So no more manual cleanup for your user responses. The system will help you with this. So also quite exciting. And now, saving the best for last, of course. In Q3, we welcomed our new UI/UX designer, Christoph, and with his help, we are completely redesigning the questionnaire editor. And I'm very personally excited about this because you will be able to drag and drop questions around, group them into sections, reorder entire question blocks, all with drag and drop inside the questions instead of having to jump back and forth to the question block interface and extra options. Yeah, I'm going to take a pause there because, yeah, can't wait. So this will mean that you no longer have to scroll through your list of questions. You will also be able to see your server organized in clear sections with all the questions grouped logically. And you can create the blocks right in the editor, rename them, move them around, and everything happens when you're working. Great. I see your question there about the data retention. So I'm going to save that for the QA. Thank you. And let us take a little sneak peek into the redesign. So here you can see that we have updated the design quite a lot. And you can see that you start with the intro screen and you have a final screen. And you can see that the groups are visible here in the questionnaire editor already. And if you click on a group, you can also show the questions on the same screen. You have the question pool, etc. So yeah, exciting. It will not go live in Q3, but you might be able to test it as a beta user. But this one and yeah, some more upgrades to the questionnaire builder will go live in Q4. So set your timers. And talking about Q4, because there is more. Like I just mentioned, we have a new questionnaire editor with a drag and drop feature that will still become your main survey creation tool. So in Q4, this will go live for you all. And again, building surveys will feel more natural. Everything will be in the editor. And you can see your whole structure at a glance. And this is also where we will start building phase two of the questionnaire builder, which will focus on streamlined workflows. Things like session saving will be built, but not live in Q4, and also on the support or in the works, because it's important for us that you don't lose your progress if you navigate or accidentally refresh. And now we have been talking a lot about the questionnaire builder, but let's not forget our report builder, because I'm in a lot of product feedback sessions and I know that there are some struggles sometimes when you are building very creative things in our report builder. So what we have in mind is that in Q4, we will start improving the text editor. We will improve the design tools that already exist in a report builder and have a much cleaner interface. What we will do our best to try with some beta users is to, of course, have a more layered interface in the report builder, so it will be easier to design with images, with text widgets, etc. So you no longer have to just depend on backgrounds if you want to have a nicer design. Perfect, but this is starting development in Q4, so I don't want to promise that it will go live in Q4, so you know. But yes, you will get more visual design control and yeah, a text editor that works with you. And another thing before we move on to the next one is also our legacy builder, because well, it's been a couple of years now since we updated report builder for the first time. And I just want to already have a little warning here that it's time to move forward from it. But we're going to have a gentle transition phase. And we will, of course, be here to help you with questions if you want to migrate to the new report builder. But I will already say that in the beginning of 2026, we will have a more view-only mode. And then in 2026, mid-late, it will completely disappear. So it's important that you already now contact us if you have any concerns. We're here to help, of course. And yes, another highlight for Q4. We haven't mentioned AI yet. Is it even a webinar in 2025 if you don't mention it? So here's something completely new. We want to have and give you AI-powered insights that you can turn on or off, of course, because some people, of course, they want to use it. And this AI widget inside the report will help generate initial insights from your data, which will save your time and also keep full control over the final content inside the report. Again, it's not about replacing your expertise. It's about giving you a head start so you can focus on, yeah, the high value analysis that you are giving to your clients and customers. And we're also starting to think about a potential AI co-pilot that will help you build questionnaires and reports as well, but that's for later. And here you can also see an example of how it could look like. And another thing, here's a survey for you. Since we're rolling out some very exciting new features like a revamped questionnaire, and I want to invite active Pointerpro users to be a part of our beta group. So if you already have a Pointerpro account, you want early access and join our beta group and have a voice in what's next, you can actually take a look at this survey, give me your name, your company, your email, and I will be in touch. And thank you, Chris. You have the link in the chat as well. So please don't hesitate to click on that and fill in your data. And I get it. Everyone's asking you to join the beta programs these days, but it's not about just us getting free testing. It's also about you getting first access to tools that could genuinely make your work easier. And I think we have a lot of very active users, and I think giving you a chance to be a real voice in how they might develop is very important and close to our hearts. And the questionnaire builder redesign alone is going to change how you create surveys. And wouldn't you rather help us make it work perfectly for you and your workflow before it goes live for everyone? And perfect. And maybe we can also sneak in a little bit of a future update into 2026 because yeah, it's crazy. It's almost here. So something that we are working on already is to improve our advanced analytics because we want it to become much easier for you to set up. So setting up before and after comparisons, tracking changes and data over time, it will be much more easy to set up with more variables and widgets. You will also have access to more respondent data. So for richer insights, so you are not just able to use a report only widget inside a report, for example. So if you have our reportal plan, you can also use those widgets inside an email template or on a final screen, for example. And we're also expanding integrations. So like I said, universal widget support, but also more data access. So more ways to leverage your respondent data in more places than what we have now. So that's for, yeah, next year. And yeah, so that's what's coming. And I hope that these updates reflect our commitment to making Pointerpro not just more powerful, but easier to work with and even more aligned with what you actually need. Because remember that we're building based on your feedback. So every single mail matters. And we're also checking some usage patterns, of course. And we will love to keep hearing from you. So let me check if we have some questions. And yes, Jennifer, the design is very clean. I wish I could, just open up the Figma file and show you around, but I have to calm down. And of course, I will demo it when it goes, yeah, live for everyone. So I hope you attend that webinar as well. So the question about data retention. So for now, as a phase one, you will only be able to delete the responses. But it's a very good feedback to just delete the name and email, but keep the data. In those cases, I would just delete the contacts inside your contact menu. And yeah, you could use our response upload feature. So you can download your data, remove the names, remove the email, and then re-upload the data without the user information. But you can send us an email to support@pointerpro.com if you need help with this, and we can take a look together. And Pascal, let's see, will this new editor be backwards compatible with existing surveys? Yes, of course. That's why we're not fully releasing it in Q3, because we want to have time to test it and make sure it doesn't affect the existing surveys, but we're not removing anything that exists yet. So for example, our question blocks are just moving from extra options to the main interface. So the same logic, the same formulas will still be there. It will just look a bit different. And the new features, they will not cost extra because they will already be in that specific plan. So HP, I don't know which plan you have, because if I talk about the report, of course, you need our reporter plan for that. But if you have any questions about the plans, you can also reach out to us and I can help you more closely in that conversation. And Ivana, let's see, do I have to migrate my existing surveys to an editor? No, it will go live for everyone when it's ready. And trust me, it's going to be tested thoroughly, and I'm going to make sure that there will not be any hiccups, of course. The date for the HubSpot integration, it's going to happen in the middle of Q3, but we're already going to send out some communication about this in our next newsletter because I don't have an exact date now. I just know it's going to happen in the middle of the quarter. So our dear marketing team is going to reach out with a date. So it's coming very soon. Any other questions? Or are you just excited? That's okay as well. I see some people typing. Thank you. And no further questions. But that's good as well, because then I hope I answered your questions in the webinar. And Robert, I saw you typing. You sure you don't have a question? Yes, I agree. It's very good news. Very exciting. Wonderful. And please, again, don't hesitate. Next week, you can always come to us with your questions, Robert. And please, again, a reminder, if you feel this exciting and you want to have, a closer look at it and be more involved, please don't hesitate to click on the survey and fill in your information. Yes, Bart, the formulas. Um, I'm looking forward to also make formulas a little bit more user-friendly to use because I work with Pointerpro every day. So for me, formulas is all right for now. But I remember when I started, it was a little bit difficult to really make use of them as much as I wanted to. So that is something I can actually already say will be improved. Maybe not in Q4, but definitely in 2026. We have already started on some new designs for it. So again, don't hesitate to join our beta testing if you also want to help testing our formula system. Yes, Bart. So remember what I said, that it's going to be easier to set up more advanced reports. So now in the back end, we are actually improving our variable system. So maybe in 2026, you will actually have more variables to work with. But we first have to lay the technical backend info for that, of course. But maybe, Bart, I'm quite interested to see what kind of formula features and the precision that you are looking for. So maybe you can send me an email or I can send you an email and we can discuss it in a meeting, because now I'm quite curious to see how we can help you with your vision. Wonderful. Bart, if you want, and anyone else, you can always send me an email here. You're more than welcome. I always want to discuss our products and onboarding, of course. Any other questions? Otherwise, I will release you. All right, then. Then I'm looking forward to see some people joining the beta testing crew and maybe even some emails sent my way. And then I thank you for your excitement and yeah, your comments, your questions. It's always a wonderful time to be with you, more hands-on. And I wish you a beautiful summer as well. I hope you get some nice vacation and can spend time with your loved ones. And don't forget to take care of yourself as well. Thank you, everyone, and see you in the next webinar. Bye.